Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, you're watching another episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. Good morning to everybody that is here. Yes, it is Monday morning. Let's get this show started. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. You know I did. And of course we have some news to go by. Some funny news from the MLB. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much using World War II bats to knock balls out of the park. And also, John Harbaugh went live this morning at about 7:45 a.m. With news, multiple news, but the one that we're going to touch on today is the Lamar Jackson extension, how it's been talked about between management and how he thinks it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So let me get to the chat, check in with everybody, and let's get this start on the road. Jared Thomas, yo, first one in. What's up, my bro? Producer. Good morning. King Blaze, good morning to you, bro. Zeke Kage was good night, and everyone was good to you, man. Hopefully you had a great weekend, Zeke. Envy on time today. We here. I'm a little late, but I'm here. This was more, you know what I'm saying, but I'm here. Typical Cam, good morning. Producer by Urban Closer, Harbs was up early this morning. I was surprised. They did it at 7:45 a.m. I'm like, yo. Mind you, I'm an early bird, so I'm up early most of the mornings anyways. But to see him up that, like, I'm ready in front of the cameras. I'm dressed. I'm like, bro, that means you were there for probably like 7. Maybe even 6:40, 6:45. So they were up and about very early this morning. But shout outs to it. I think it was a good interview overall. I wish I could have been there. I was joking with Sip the Tally Coach. Y'all know Coach. In the comment section, because I was like, man, because I'm in Florida, but I didn't know what was happening in Palm Beach. I didn't know. If I had previous knowledge of this, I would have went, because I would have asked some questions. I would have went, got my little media badge, showed him my credentials, and said, let me in. Hey, but good morning, Gregory Smith. What's up, man? How you doing? Good morning. Typical Cat, good morning. Kush, Wiz Khalifa. Good morning, bro. Money Mike, we just had 2 resign. Harbaugh, we had to. I mean, right now, there's no one else available. What else were you going to do? So, you had two opportunities during the Lamar Jackson era to move on from Harbaugh. That was 2018, okay? And last year, 2023. You know what I mean? The year 2023 when Lamar won his second MVP award. You could have moved on from then. Now you're stuck with him. So it just is what it is. We all expected it and it happened and it was nothing new to it. Producer said I woke up mid-interview. I was up for as soon as it was. I remember I was around my father and he was going over some stuff. We were talking about some stuff about the church and I turned it on. Said good morning, watched my sister leave out. Because I got up early and went over there, check on everybody, and I came back here to my house to record. So, yeah. But, man, I had it up. Me and my father was listening to it. So, King Lee was good, my bro. Was good. Stacy said good morning. Good morning. Antonio Williams, good morning. How you doing? Hey. All right, guys. So we're going to get into the John Harbaugh stuff eventually. But the first thing I want to get into is the MLB. Now, we've never talked too much baseball on here. Oh, Big Grumpy, good morning. Because to me, baseball has become very boring. Very, very boring. And I don't care who tells me anything else. Baseball, to me, became the second most boring sport that I would watch when growing up. And I just couldn't watch it anymore. I was like, bro, this is terrible. Like the pacing, everything. I was like, man, it's no longer exciting to me. But the Yankees have figured out a way from my understanding, a physics major on how to increase their home run efficiency. And that man went all the way back into World War I, World War II times. And he saw a design that he said he wanted to bring to the forefront of the national sports media. And if you do not understand what that was, because around that time, that's when subs and everything really started to become prevalent in wartime, maritime, and everything else. Torpedo bats are now being used. Now, guys, I'm going to give you all the context you need for this. Oh, I'm sorry. Right here. The torpedo bat, that's the difference, right? Now, to the left is a torpedo bat. To the right is a regular bat. And you can see the difference in them. What they did pretty much was they used the same amount of wood. So, because they have regulations on what a bat can weigh and everything else. And use the same amount of wood, but they concentrated the wood in certain specific places where batters, per se, more personalized, are more frequently to get, make contact with the ball. So it's based on the hitter. So if you're a hitter and you get more contact with the ball in a certain part, they'll put more wood in that section of the bat. So pretty much they pretty much made or legitimized a wiffle ball bat. Y'all remember those big wiffle ball bats? And when you hit it, you hear bam, like Bam Bam from Flintstones. Bam, bam, bam. That's what the Yankees have done. And look, to the news of everything else, it is working. It is working. This is beyond the Aaron Judge home run streak that he's on right now. I'm gonna read some of it to you because they were talking about it, the torpedo bats. And look, man, Aaron Judge right now is on pace for a lot of home runs. But once again, to be fair, he's not even using these bats. He's using a normal bat and knocking it into the stands. Shout outs to him. He's judging them by the Judge Dredd. That's my name, Aaron Dredd Judge. That should be his nickname, Judge Dredd. Because when he steps into that plate, and what is he, like 6'5", 240, 250? He's very empowering over the plate, dominative over the plate, and he just puts pitchers in a place where it's like, hit me or throw it where I want you to throw it. And he's powering those balls out of the park. So shout outs to him. Sit the tally cable. What's up, coach? He said baseball, yes! Jay Killer, good morning, good morning. What's up, everybody else that just joined? Listen, man, Will I Am, greetings and salutes to you too. So right now, Aaron Judge is on a rampant pace. But it's not just Aaron Judge, it's the Yankees. And I'm going to read this to you guys real quick, right? So pretty much it says, oh my gosh, yeah, right here. The Yankees' new torpedo bats are the talk of all baseball. The bats, which Major League Baseball confirmed are legal, are defined by an untraditional barrel, which rests closer to the hitter's hands. Torpedo bats are designed with more wood and thus more mass concentrated in the area of the bat where the hitter is more likely to hit the ball. Each player touts a slightly different model. So this is customization. They saw video games. They saw this stuff where we like to customize it. You know what? Let's customize these bats. Listen, what was that old commercial? Chicks did the home run. It's true. People, it's popular. That if you want to repopularize the sport of baseball, we need more power hitters. We need those balls going out of bounds, out of the park, hitting people's cars, mashing up windshields, knocking people off kayaks. That's what the MLB needs. So this is ingenious. Mind you, it was developed from I understand, from a physics major that worked for the Yankees. So yeah, so I'm finished reading it. So then it says, each player touches a slightly different model with the bat shaped specifically custom to maximize potential damage to any given swing. Yes, not every Yankee is on board. Aaron Judge, who blasted 4 home runs just in this weekend, is still using a traditional bat. Can you imagine if he starts using it? My gosh, the reincarnation of Jerry Bonds is on the way. So you know what I'm saying? But the torpedo bats used by Anthony Volpe, Cody Bellinger, and Jazz Chisholm Jr., among others, certainly seem to be a factor in the Yankees' historic start. On Saturday, the Bombers walloped a franchise record 9 home runs in a 20-run outburst. Who says school doesn't help? You remember when I covered that? What's it called? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. They pretty much, that's what they hired. They hired a guy that watched Bill Nye the Science Guy all throughout middle school, all throughout high school, probably watching it on his breaks in college. And now they are knocking these balls, these white balls, through walls and out of the park. That's what they doing. So check this out. So it says homering on back-to-back pitches to start the game. Their onslaught continued on Sunday when they tied the MLB record with 15 home runs in the first 3 games of a season. Here's some reaction. Are those real? Everything else, they can't believe it. People are saying it's cheating. And I have no idea what they are. Machado came out and said he had no idea what they are, drawing laughs from ESPN Sunday Night Baseball booth. Everything else it is. But once again, anybody can use this now. You know how sports are. If something works, everybody starts to do the same thing. This guy, the Torpedo guy who came up with it, he's probably going to get hired by somebody else, or his idea is poached, or someone's going to be sent to one of the into the stand or into the stadium to steal 1 or 2 of those bats so they could custom design for their own things. Yeah, Money Mike Baseball got really boring. Let me do this right now. I want to make sure that I say this, and I hope y'all clip this part. I want to make sure that I say this. Yeah, Don Royal, he say he chokes in the playoffs. Like, a lot of the great hitters have a harder time in the playoffs. I don't say it's choke. When he finally wins the World Series, are you just going to say it was just choking? I mean, Barry Bonds didn't do amazingly well in the playoffs either. And he, to me, is the greatest. To me, it's him and Babe Ruth are the greatest baseball players ever. So, yeah. But, I hope y'all clip this part. Yes, I feel that baseball got boring. And the reason why baseball got boring is because they did it to themselves. I want you to understand exactly what I mean by that. The MLB, when I was in high school, when the home run derby and everything was going through, and you had Barry Bonds going for that 70, I believe it was 73 home runs, we were watching those highlights during every cafeteria, during every lunch period. Every lunch period had ESPN on, the top 10, top 5 plays of the day. Baseball was like top 2 or at least in the top 5 every day. You know what I'm saying? And it was because of the home run derby and Barry Bonds knocking balls literally into ponds across the stadium. You know what I'm saying? That really pushed it further. The problem is that they knew about the steroids. They knew about the HGH. They allowed it to restart and reignite the love of baseball. So that's what happened. And now what happened was, now that they've taken that out, all of those knocking the ball into orbit, where we've had baseballs make contact with satellites, alien life, other planets, asteroid belts, the moons of Jupiter, which there are 95 moons in Jupiter, for a little fact for you for the morning, if you did not know that. Making more craters contact with the moon, changing the gravitational pull of the wave from high tide and low tide. We no longer got that. The balls weren't traveling like that. They were traveling just to the wall. And people started being like, boo! And then, if it just made it over the wall and somebody caught it, the catcher started getting mad, being like, you're catching the balls. Just stop me from getting it. Oh my gosh. It's like you shouldn't even have a chance to catch it. It's supposed to be out of the stadium. You're supposed to see that ball look like it got hit with nitrous from what's his name, from the Fast and Furious franchise, and just catapulted out of the stadium. You remember when they did that when they hit the Nas? It was like Ludacris, Tyrese, and them, and they're like, oh, they were in that seat hitting that stuff. That's what happened. But now this is bringing back more. People's like, yo. Think about it. I've only talked about baseball 2 other times from the very beginning of my channel. 2. This is the 3rd. Oh my gosh. Listen, it's not even about just taking it. We got used to Terminator-sized guys knocking little white balls out of the park. So that the equivalent is like if NBA players sprayed the bottom of their shoes with flubber and they started jumping instead of just doing dunk. Now they're doing front flips in the air and doing dunks. And then everyone's saying, oh, they got flubber on the bottom of their sneakers and took away the flubber. And now you have to go back to the barely skinning it, barely two-handing the dunks. And you're going to be like, boo. That's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much, but that's what I'm trying to say. Bring back HGH. Juice these guys. I'm dead serious. Baseball, listen, if I was baseball, I would allow it. I'd be like juice, like the steroids, injections, bring on the juice. I'd have the Kool-Aid man at every single stadium busting through the wall being like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Juice these brothers. Straight up. Like I'm for it. Baseball would be a top 2 sport overnight. I promise you. I promise you. Juice these brothers. Yo. 120 mile per hour. What's it called? Fastballs. Guys that when they connect with even regular skinny bats is knocking it into the park. Bro, I remember at one point you had trouble parking. People started strategically parking at the stadiums because they know if that ball went out, it would pop one of their windows. Barry Bonds was knocking balls into the nearby ponds. People were in kayaks. Bro, like waiting for him to knock the balls into the water. And I'm pretty sure 2 of his out of his last like 73 or whatever went into the pond and one person caught it. If baseball was dead, how can Soto get on 7? That's because listen, coach, baseball is a staple, but when we're talking about being covered, it is what it is. It's not covered like it was. The excitement isn't there. The shoe deals ain't there like that no more. Like baseball got so big, multiple guys had multiple shoe deals. Like who's rocking cleats? They started making them normal shoes. I'm dead serious with you. Like straight up, bring on the juice. I would call it the Kool-Aid pills. Bro. Oh my gosh. Listen, I remember the 2 times I went to a baseball game. I went to it in Florida. I was so hot. I was screaming, bro, and the drinks were so much, and you couldn't bring nothing into the stadium. I was like, this is horrible. Horrible. And there was no home runs. It was just old school. We're hitting it in the park. Straight defensive battles. I was like, oh my God, this is boring. But mind you, I said before, this is for somebody that's not the biggest baseball enthusiast. But if you wanted baseball to bring back the excitement, bring on the Kool-Aid. Yeah. Now, Sip. Remember when the Griffies were out? You remember that? The Griffies? Dion had his selection too. Bro, listen, I know, Coach. I know you love it. I know it's one of the sports you love, and I get it. But I'm just saying, for the casual fan, if you bring back the juice, you would have baseball at the same level as it was before. But now they might not have to, because now you got torpedo bats that could torpedo the ball into upper orbit. Regular hitters are knocking the ball into the upper stands. If Aaron Judge, a prime Pujols, could use these bats, a Manny could use these bats, bro, they would knock the ball probably into the next state. I get you, Coach. I get it. And that's what I'm saying. You're a purist. You're a purist, and you love the pure form of the game, and that respect to you. Once again, I stated it before. This is for the casual fan. Because the more casual fans you have is the more revenue you generate. And the more revenue you generate is the better you are when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the you know what I'm saying, the interpretation of the sport globally. Like, you know what I'm saying? And look, I love it right now. I love that they got this. I hope they find torpedo bats for everybody, customize the bats. These guys start knocking these balls through walls. Man, it'll bring everybody back. Think about it. Coach, when's the last time you've seen baseball lead sports topics? Not just on my show. I'm talking about in sports topics in general. Think about it. The last time is when, what's his name? I forgot the Chinese guy's name that came in. He was pitching and hitting. You know his name. I think you said it in here too. What was his name? Soto or, well, I forgot his name. But yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about. He got paid mad bread. Oh yeah, it was Soto, $750 million contract. Yeah. I was right, it was Soto. Okay, I thought I was wrong. But yeah, that's the last time. And that was only because he was doing something that really hasn't been done in the sport. But even him, he should be a bigger star than what he is. Ohtani. Oh, Shohei Ohtani. There it goes. I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. All right, so yeah. The biggest news coming out of baseball is when, what was it, his interpreter was betting on the games and stuff like that. That was the last big news that was everywhere. It wasn't even that he was amazing. It was that somebody in relation to him was betting on the games. Yeah, shout out to you, Coach. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani. So yeah, so you know what I'm saying? So, and let's be real. He should be a bigger star than what he is. Aaron Judge should be a bigger star than what he is. Yes, I remember that Juan Soto, that's the guy that they thought was going to stay, and he ended up going to another team because they gave him extra money. Yo, he pulled a Myles Garrett. He said, it's not about the money, papi. It's not about the money, papi. I know they give me more money, papi, but I didn't come here. I just believe in the team. I believe in the organization, papi. Oh my gosh, man. Nitro, that's why Nick Wright shows Aaron Judge highlights. Talk about Lamar. He believes they're both legendary players who choke in big games. Like I said before, everybody says that until you win. And then once you win, then they shut up and then they try to 15 years, 15 years for $750 million. 15 years? 15 years, and on the 15th birthday you found out it wasn't his. I ain't saying you a gold digger. Oh. Hey man, walk down the street and want to be on the bench. Yo, but all right, so guys, so shouts to them. As this story, progresses, we'll be covering it in and out. But I love it. It brings back more eyeballs to the game of baseball, and baseball is America's, pastime. You know what it is, the historical relevance of the sport. And it's one of the best sports to get into, especially when it comes to retirement. Baseball retirement is the best retirement to me in all the sports. And that's why, it's something that a lot of players fight for and everything else. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What's it called? Shoot, I'll take 15 years. 15 years, yeah, but that's a long time, bro. Like, imagine what you were doing 15 years ago. Like, when you really put it into perspective, 15 years, it's nothing like, I'll tell you what, it's nothing like soccer. Those, oh my gosh, you remember some of the soccer deals? For like 900 million, all this billion. Like, yo. So that's all I'm saying, but yeah, shout out to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this thing about Lamar Jackson. And guys, look, I'm somebody that believes that as long as he's a Raven, he's not only the face of the Ravens, he should be the highest paid player in football. Straight up. He should be competing with it. The amount of scrutiny that this man gets on the regular. Everybody says every quarterback gets it. No, they do not. Not at the rate he does. And once again, you saw this morning, if you were in there, shout out to the people who was in there. I know Sit the Tally was in there with me. A couple other people were in there. They said good morning. Shout out to everyone that was in there. But you heard him speaking about just how special he is and what he means to the team. And John Harbaugh should love him because, once again, John Harbaugh never gets the heat that a coach with some of the teams that they have had gets, because everybody puts it at the feet of Lamar Jackson, even more so than any other quarterback. The only other quarterback that gets somewhat close, and Lamar still beats him handedly, but it's the closest person that gets some hate in the NFL playing the quarterback position, is Dak Prescott. And it's still not close. Lamar Jackson could go 28 of 29 for 400 passing yards, 6 passing touchdowns, 100 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. The Ravens could lose, and they would say if he would have completed that pass, that one pass, they would have won that he didn't complete. Said that he was 28 to 29, they would have won the game. So it was his fault. They paid him. That's what he's paid to do. It's ridiculous. But once again, they were talking about the extension that was up, and John Harbaugh was talking about it. I got the audio right here. And look, like I said before. Real quick, I can't stand the Bills. I'm doubling down on this even further. The Bills really sicken me. Like McDermott, all of them. All of them sicken me. Jared Thomas, Nitro Dak gets ripped apart. Lamar, you're right. People don't like Dak Prescott because he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. That's why. They hate him. They absolutely go at that guy for no reason. Look, could he be better at times? Yes, but Dak Prescott's a darn good quarterback. I've said, how does Dak get all this hate and Justice Herbert doesn't get any of the hate? It's hilarious to me. But I was saying I don't like the Bills because they're talking about Sean McDermott is advocating for the tush push to be banned. You're going to advocate, you hypocrite, to ban the tush push after you were tush pushing Josh Allen over every 1 yard pylon? You could push that brother over. That man over, that QB over, to stab pad his stats, for him to get an MVP, one that he didn't even earn. But now, because you lost, because you weren't able to do it successfully against the Kansas City Chiefs, they stopped you multiple times from doing it. You're going to come on and advocate, I don't think it's for their safety to play, even though no player's ever been hurt doing it, and say, well, as long as it's healthy, I'm going to still use my quarterback to do it. Hypocrite, you potatoes. Man, I don't like it. Mr. Tushy Pushy. But anyways, like I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted by news about the Bills, I got a little bit of audio that John Harbaugh was talking about, and I'm going to play it. And like I said before, he was talking about it, and I think he was asked 3 times about the Lamar Jackson extension. So check this out. Here he goes.
There's been conversations about that internally, I know. How far along that is or whatever, I don't know. But I definitely think it's an obvious point that you're making. That's going to continue to have to be addressed, really, with all those guys. I mean, you just got to kind of manage that dance, the salary cap dance. And Lamar is the main part of that because he's the franchise player. Yep. So that's a possibility, I think. Sooner or later, definitely is going to happen.
And mind you, guys, I just want to make sure that I say this. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. Lamar is the face and everything else, but Josh Allen just got a massive new extension. Massive. And it's the most guaranteed money in NFL history, I believe. And guess what? I believe Patrick would be up for one, if I'm not mistaken. Lamar, after what he's done, the sooner you get it done, the more money you save. Because the price tags are skyrocketing. They are skyrocketing. I expect after this new wave of quarterback contracts that are going to be upcoming in the next 2-3 years, I expect for the owners to go and ask for QB salary to be exempt from the salary cap. I expect that to be the next thing to be on the talking lists for the upcoming negotiations and agreements between players and the players and the NFL. Because once again, it's not like a little. Everybody's money is skyrocketing, but quarterbacks' money is on a fast track. It's eventually quarterback money is going to reach $300 million guaranteed sooner rather than later. We could see $300 million guaranteed to a quarterback in the next 5 years, maybe less. We're already over 250, fully guaranteed. What happens when Patrick wants to re-up? What happens when Joe Burrow wants to re-up? Like, yeah. So that number can get to 300 fully guaranteed very quickly. So good morning, Tiffany. Now, how you doing? I saw my boy KBZ here. What's good, KBZ? I always saw when KBZ come here because he got the he got the Mario wrench. King Blaze on fire. He wanted to keep Andrews just so he could drop more footballs at the wrong time. I think listen, I read in between the lines. I didn't get that from John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh's a politician. You understand? I don't think they wanted to give Lamar more money. I think that it became a discussion when Josh Allen was awarded that massive contract after his first MVP, which deservingly should have went to Lamar Jackson. So it came up in the organization. Like, listen, we might have to do this sooner rather than later. You have to read in between the lines. He's a politician. He ain't going to tell you anything straight. What I heard, watching his mouth, like talk, and watching his body language, what I heard was, we are shopping, like subtitles, we want Mark Andrews, he's great. Subtitles, we're shopping Mark Andrews, and we can get something good for him. He's gone. He's a great player, but Isaiah Likely's in the wings, and we believe we draft well at that position, so we'll have what we need either way if he's here or not. We believe in him even though he's made a lot of mistakes, but it is what it is, and Lamar likes him, but like I said before, we're looking to, if someone will give us a comparable pick for him, he will be off of the Baltimore Ravens. That's what I heard from John Harbaugh. I'm going to be real with y'all. Straight up. Nitro, it got to a point to where Nick Wright, famous Bills alligator, started defending Allen's tush push, the tushy pushy. Nasty, but hates when Hurts does it. Because once again, Hurts beat him. Jared Thomas, I told you this before many times, he only hates people and the things that they do if they are in direct conflict or competition with Patrick Mahomes. This is not the first. This is the second time Hurts met Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Both times, Hurts outplayed Mahomes in the Super Bowl. And this time, he beat the team. He demolished the team. He showed up for his team. So now, it's like, oh, it's cheating. Because remember, going into the game, I said this before, he was like, oh, we stopped it against Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a bigger quarterback, a better quarterback. There's no one that would pick Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen, so we shouldn't have problems with the tush push. And once again, Jalen Hurts said, I squat 500 pounds. I'm going to put some hurting on you. And then that man said, you. And got mad and started bashing the tush push and said we can't stop it, so it should be banned. Absolute hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. They need to extend lightly now. Thank you, Yami. You're talking facts. Yami PR, CBS Sports, and Darren Orlovsky said arm punt. Nasty work. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. I see you, K. Facts, fire, Nitro. Yeah, man. Eric Plummer, Barry Juice Bonds wasn't even the best of his area. Yes, he was. That would be the kid, Ken Griffey Jr. No, it was before he ever was juicing, he was a Hall of Famer. Barry Bonds was connecting with the ball at a historic rate, even without allegedly, the juice. So, yeah, it was Barry Bonds. Exactly, Yami PR. If Lamar threw that pick, it's how could he do that at that time, at that position? Horrible throw. But his teammates bail him out. That's what would be said. That's why I say the media is very powerful. Because they can shape minds. Trade Andrews for T. Hill. I would do it. But I think, 4 receivers. We're more of a running team. I don't know how they would make it work. The Ravens are kind of closed box minded. So with 4 receivers, I don't know how we make it work. So we'll see. No, he didn't say that, King Lee. You got to read in between the lines. Hold up. What do you mean? It said what I said? No, he didn't say what I said. I'm saying I'm reading in between the lines. Stacey, I don't know, Nitro. I think he stays. We'll see. But where did he say he really said that? What are you talking about, King Lee? I don't know what you're talking about there, bro. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and answer it while we're doing this. Hammer and Hank, Babe, Say Hey, Frank Robinson, the True Home Run Kings. I still got Barry up there, bro. I will agree to disagree. Much love and respect, bro. But I got Barry up there, bro. Because at the end of the day, he was going against, if allegedly, he was also going against juiced pitchers. And he was still knocking the ball with regular, no torpedo bats from here to Montana. So, yeah, I'm picking Barry. And he was walked more than any other player. And it's not even close. The amount of times that Barry Bonds has been. Could you imagine if they actually pitched to him what his statistics would have actually been? They were walking him habitually. They were giving him 1 pitch a night. One hittable pitch a night. And he connected with 73 on he's the greatest hitter of all time. For me. I don't care what nobody says. Which tight end might the Ravens draft? I don't even know. I haven't seen none of the tight end prospects. Because all I'm thinking about is likely. Both times this season, Lamar. Yes. Oh, you're talking about, did the Bills coach say that? Yes. King Lee. About the Mark Andrews. Did he say that? I didn't know. Yeah, he said that Mark Andrews will be keeping Mark Andrews moving forward. He expects for Mark Andrews to play for the Ravens this season. But that's him with coach talk. Josh Allen in my Nitro voice. Josh Allen. He was cooking Mahomes in both. So exactly. Cooking. No, he wasn't. Josh Allen always loses against Mahomes in the playoffs. And he got absolutely embarrassed against Joe Burrow in the playoffs. So you know what I'm saying? So that's where it is what it is. We drafting Kyle Williams or Jaden Higgins. I got to watch some Jaden Higgins highlights, habitual line stepper. I haven't watched nothing on him. Yeah, they walked in runs to avoid Bonds. Yeah. I remember vividly watching this. That's what I'm trying to say. In high school, they had it on all the time during our lunch periods for a half an hour. Like, Bonds was incredible. I remember there was a play where they tried to walk him. He got so frustrated with being walked, he jumped the plate and knocked the ball into the stands for a foul ball. He was, boom! And the ball, and that was holy crap. And he looked at them like yo, y'all better start pitching to me. Like, that play made me say he's the greatest baseball player of all time. That one play. A play that did not count. You can look it up. They got so frustrated. He got so frustrated with them not pitching him the ball. He jumps over the plate to knock away a foul ball and it pretty much almost went out of the park. A ball he shouldn't have been able to really connect with. That's crazy. And if you want to say, and during that whole time, 90% of them was juicing, all those pitchers were juicing, he was still 120, 125 mile per hour fastballs, 150 mile per hour fastballs. He's sayonara. Like, bro, he's the greatest to me, bro. No disrespect, Eric Plummer. You already know it's all love, man. It's all love. But I would disagree with you on that. We'll agree to disagree. But it's all love still. I understand your point. And, hey, guys, no disrespect. You already know that's how we do. Eric Plummer, you know it's all love. You already know. We good. But I'm just saying from my perspective, my opinion, that's what I stand on. He's the greatest hitter I've ever seen. He's the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. That whole time, if it was marred, you had so many other things that they were taking before that, eventually they banned. At the time they were taking it wasn't even banned. So it's like it wasn't a banned substance. So, and mind you, it's still alleged. Hey, so that's where I'm at with it, bro. But shouts to you, man. What's it called? Nigel, we have to aim for the first seed or the least second. Stacy, I keep trying to tell people that. You have Raven fans that wanted us to be pretty much play every game all the way to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, bro, no. You have it with you win one game, you're in the AFC Championship game. It's that easy. And you get an extra week to rest. Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie, man. Listen, man, I used to love those home run derbies and everything else. It's like sports ain't what it used to be, man. Like people used to, like when Vince, I remember that whole spurt after Vince did what he did. You had the Jason Richardsons and all that stuff doing the dunk contests and everything. And the dunk contest was super popular again. Nate and you had Nate doing what he was doing with Dwight Howard and everything else. Like, man. Tony Williams said Barry Bonds was skinny as a pirate. He started juicing and his head grew like an American bully as a giant. No, it did. He just gained a little weight. He became a torpedo bat. Oh, my gosh. I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. But, listen, we're going to get wrapped up today. Y'all already know what it is. Hey, listen, I love the baseball back and forth, too. I love it. This is what I like, man. We're not always going to agree on everything, guys. But guess what? It makes for great conversation. We talk. We let our opinions be known. We have a good time doing it. I love it. Guys, we're going to close on this, right? So, the 90s had a lot of good movies. You know what I'm saying? Jared Thompson, but Nitro, Josh Allen was in direct competition with Background, and now, and now he's a fan. That doesn't make sense to me, Nitro. Nothing Nick Wright does make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that his nose grows with every lie. You didn't see when he hugged LeBron, his nose got to LeBron before his chest did. It is what it is, Eric Plummer. In that Super Bowl, Phillies D showed that Lamar is better than Holmes. Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Listen, I keep trying to tell everybody, and Eric Plummer exactly. Like, Lamar does so much. If the Ravens even played, to me, that's why I said I want to start Likely. Because if you start Likely, you have another player that can erase mistakes that Lamar Jackson could go to. None of the receivers are mistake erasers. None of them. They're good receivers, but they can't erase mistakes. Likely has the potential to erase mistakes. Derrick Henry can erase mistakes. We've seen multiple times where it was bad blocking. They got into the backfield and everything, and Henry erased that negative play and turned it into a positive play. Heck, he turned some of them into 50-yard runs or touchdowns. We don't have that aerially. Likely is our opportunity for us to have that aerially. Straight up. Straight up. Nick Wright, I don't care. All I know is his nose. But back to this, we're closing up, guys. You guys remember, we always do the little nostalgia. A lot of movies came out in the 90s. Right? A lot of. But there were some years that were better than others. My thing is, how would you pick which year had the best movies? Now, right here, we got a list. I need everybody to pick which list would they go with? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? I'm not even going to tell you mine, but I know mine. Mine is pretty easy. Mine is pretty easy, but I don't know what it is for y'all. I need to know where y'all think it should be. I need to see the chat Chat, what do you think? Like, yeah. Shout out to Jared. Yeah, he don't like, man. He be bringing up the Nick Wright stuff, man. But shout out to Jared, man. He lets us know the foolishness that Nick Wright be on every day. Shout outs to him. Lamar Jackson, exactly. 3 easily. You picked 3. Ah! Are you serious? Oh my! I'm not gonna say mine. I'm not gonna say mine yet, bro. No. TGIF. You gotta look from the top to the bottom. It's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, people picking 2? Are you serious? Bro, y'all is, oh my God. Jared Thomas says Nick Wright needs to be called down. Shouts to you, shouts to you, Jared. Antonio, listen, I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to say mine. Mine's number 1. Listen, all the other ones are great. I like it, but I don't know how you don't get to number 1. Number 1 to me has the best of the best of the best. Sir, with honors. How do you not pick number 1? How? Hold on. We got to go through this real quick. Number 1 got Ghost, Terminator 2, Aladdin, Jurassic Park 1, Lion King. They could win literally off of Jurassic Park and Lion King and Terminator 2. But then you throw in Die Hard with the Vengeance. You throw in Titanic. You throw in Armageddon. You throw in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace with Darth Maul. Y'all pick something else. Hold on. Let's go to number 2. Home Alone, classic. I get it. Bodyguard, fire. I didn't like Robin Hood. Mrs. Doubtfire, fire. Forrest Gump, one of the greatest movies of all time. Toy Story, classic. Twister, classic. Lost World, whack. Absolutely probably the worst Jurassic Park movie out of all of them. Saving Private Ryan, classic. Sixth Sense, classic. Okay. True Lies, Apollo 13, Mission Impossible, Men in Black. God, number 3 to me has a strong chance. But, man, I don't know how y'all go against number 1, bro. How are y'all doing this to me, man? How could y'all be like this? Yeah, bro. Bro, I don't know how you overcome the Lion King, Jurassic Park, Independence Day, Titanic, Armageddon. How do you overcome that? How do you, bro. How do you really overcome that? I don't see how you overcome that at all. How do you, bro? And y'all remember the soundtrack for Armageddon? I don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing because even when I think of you, the sweetest thing we'll never do, I still miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing because even when I die, yeah, the sweetest thing we'll never do because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Don't want to close my eyes. Wait on bottle fire, sweet. And I don't want to miss a thing. Bro, how can you not pick number 1? Oh my God. How could you not? Bro, I don't know how y'all don't get number 1 on this, bro. How do you not get number 1? Even Coach said 1. Oh no. No dos. No tres. No tres leches. Bro, 1 is it, bro. 1 is it. Straight up. That's where I'm at with it, bro. But listen, I understand the love Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, everything else. But man, bro, this man said crash out. Bro, that song was, bro. Respectfully, of course, we're all gonna have our opinions. Shout outs to y'all. Y'all already know it's all love. Y'all know how we get down on this channel. It's all respectfully. I disagree. We can always respectfully disagree, man. All love. But I got number 1. I don't know how you beat number 1. Number 1 bro, when I look at number one, it's like, how do you argue it? Episode 1, to me, is untouchable. Titanic is untouchable. Independence Day is untouchable. The Lion King is untouchable. Jurassic Park 1 is untouchable. There's more untouchables in that line than any of the other lines combined. This number 1 has more untouchable movies than the other 2 does combined. Because the untouchable movie in number 3 is Men in Black. Apollo 13. Then the second one, Twister. Bodyguard. Saving Private Ryan. That's 5. They have just as much, just in the one. Bro, one got it, bro. One got it, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Man, Terminator 2 Judgment Day was better than, to me, was better than the first one. I love this time with us, man. $1 is of Independence Day. Independence Day is one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. It holds up till today. That movie's incredible. Incredible. Home Alone's a hit, but once again, Independence Day, Titanic, Armageddon, like, come on now. Jurassic Park 1, Lion King. Lion King alone is one of the greatest movies of all time. Telling you, man. I love doing this, bro. I love King Lee, exactly. It's fun. I love it. I love it. But listen, guys, that's an episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. Thank you for watching it. How we get down, we have fun, and we laugh. With everything we talk about, rooted in what? Facts and truth. Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And remember, True Lies is underrated. You're right, Coach. It is. But once again, when we're comparing Die Hard, Independence Day, Titanic, it's like, bro, crazy. But guys, if don't remember, we'll be live again tomorrow, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. I love you guys. Thank you for showing up. Remember, please, if you would like to donate, because we don't have super chats and stuff like that, we have a Cash App there at the bottom of the screen. If you want to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and certain stuff like that, that's how you do it. Guys, I'll see you later. We're going to be covering the John Harbaugh stuff on the other channel because, we got to cover what he was saying. There's a lot of stuff he said in that interview. I'll be rewatching it again and putting up clips for it. But that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys know my slogan. Peace, and I am out of here. Huh? You know it. Yeah!
Finish him, Daddy.
And to all the Bill fans, I don't like none of you.